Alex Colt here with another one of the big 4-engine bombers that we've been waiting for, the Focke-Wulf 200. One of the best maritime patrol aircraft, one of the most recognizable maritime patrol aircraft of World War II. And let me just say, they didn't skimp on this thing at all when they put it into game. It's at BR 3.0, which you'll see why in a second, but it has 3,000 ton, or it carries 3,000 kilograms of bombs, which I think is a lot for a BR 3.0 aircraft. Probably because it is a lot for a BR 3.0 aircraft. That really is a lot of bombs for such a low-tier plane. But the reasoning here is quite simple. It is not the fastest plane ever made, not by a long shot, and it's only got 4 defensive machine guns. And they're not that big either. 7.92 caliber, pretty good fire rate, but it's only got 4 of them. 2 there on the back, and 2 here on the front. Overall, it's a pretty simple payload, but this bomb load. There's the 2 1000s gone, and those are going to make a nice splash down there in the woods. Oh yeah. And I'm packing some little 250s. And those are going to be pretty nice. By the way, bomb bay in one of the engine pylons, one of the little engine nacelles. I don't know if I like that, but leave it to Germany to do something extra complicated. This is not as powerful as the other 4-engine bomber that we're waiting for in Germany, the Heinkel 177. But wait, Alex, it only has 2 propellers. Well, that's because the Germans are weird. Because that bomber has 4 engines. They're two Daimler-Benz engines welded together with their power output both put through a differential connecting to a single propeller in each one of those engine nacelles. So 4 engines, 2 propellers. Only Germany, and they're wondering why it had so many freaking problems. Those engines were monsters, and there's just it's really hard to put enough air into a single engine nacelle to feed 2 engines. Germany managed to do it somewhat by the end of the war. By 1943, a lot of the problems with the Heinkel 177 were worked out, and things were flying fairly successfully on the Eastern Front. But that's the Heinkel 177. Let's talk about this monster. I shouldn't really call it a monster. It's not the most powerful plane. It flies a little bit better than I'd expect the PBY to fly. By the way, this is the arcade flight model once again because I'm just I don't want to rip my wings off doing this. Oh, that is remarkable. That actually turns fairly well. Well, that's going to be an interesting arcade flyer. Right! I like this thing! Mostly because of those bombs. Because that's a lot of bomb to carry. Something else to note, the minimum fuel load for this thing is about 4 hours. That is the minimum fuel load. The lowest time that you can fly is about 4 hours. That's what I have on it right now. The maximum fuel load? About 14. That's what this thing was, though. It was meant to fly for an extremely long period of time over the North Atlantic. Just patrolling, spotting enemy ships and transports for submarines and other surface ships to go after. That was this thing's niche. And it performed it very well. Hell, it could even carry a bomb load to actually attack some stuff on its own. Carry depth charges for submarines, bombs for attacking surface ships, and it would be it's fairly effective at those jobs. But you don't really get the maritime patrol work in War Thunder. Maybe someday.